Today we're shining a necessary spotlight on an amazing group of veterans.
They're trading in their uniforms for 1940s-inspired fashions, and it's all for a good cause. This isn't your typical pinup calendar. It features some very special models. They're all real-life veterans who have served in the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, and the Marines. They're striking a pose to give back to their military community. PinUps For Vets is a nonprofit organization that began as a calendar project to raise money for underfunded veteran healthcare programs. 12 editions later, PinUps For Vets has grown into a supportive sisterhood of women who have donated over $56,000 worth of state-of-the-art rehab equipment for VA and military hospitals nationwide. The organization has also visited over 11,000 ill and injured veterans at their bedsides across the country, hand-delivering their calendars, boosting morale, and saying thank you. PinUps For Vets has received congressional recognition and continues to celebrate 1940s nostalgia to lift the spirits of those who serve.
I can't help but think of those tight harmonies of women singing back in the 40s and 50s. Today we have the founder of PinUps For Vets, Gina Elise, along with some of the incredible veterans whose pictures have graced the pages of the calendars. Thank you for your service and welcome to today's show.
Thank you.
You guys look so pretty and so classy. We're missing that in this day and age, and you guys look amazing. I love it.
Isn't that something? Talking about forget Justin Timberlake, y'all bringing sexy back. All right. So, Gina, you're not a veteran yourself, but you started the organization in 2006 to support veterans. That's fascinating. Tell us why you did that.
So it was back in 2006, and there was a lot of stories coming out in the news about our troops coming back from Iraq with pretty severe injuries. You were seeing burns, multiple amputations, traumatic brain injury, post-traumatic stress. And I just felt so strongly that I wanted to do something to give back and make sure that our troops are supported. My own grandfather served in the Army during World War II, and this is to honor his service as well.
Nice. Well, Gina, I love this look. What was it about the 1940s that you wanted to recreate this era?
So during World War II, beautiful women were painted on the sides of aircraft to boost the morale of the troops and remind them of what they were fighting for back home. It's why they call it nose art. The ladies were painted on the noses of the planes. And I wanted to take that concept, bring it into today to create a fundraising pinup calendar that we would use to support our various veteran and troop initiatives. And we do everything from donating state-of-the-art rehab equipment to VA hospitals nationwide to our 50-state hospital tour where we dress up like pinups and hand-deliver the calendars as gifts of appreciation to the hospitalized veterans.
Nice. Nice. I like that. So, women have come so far in the military. Did you ladies face any challenges?
I would say I definitely did. I served in the Navy for 5 years, and it was the most amazing experience of my life. But I came in during a time where women had only recently been introduced onto ships within the last decade. And so my first command, I came into the Navy at 17 years old, and I was on board a ship by 19. And there were a lot of men who had never served with women in that capacity. So it was definitely difficult trying to convince them that, no, I wasn't just a good female sailor. I was a good sailor, period.
That's right.
Well, we're used to seeing athletes, visit hospitals, Tom Brady, but boy, to have you all come to the hospital must be a wonderful experience for so many of those men and women and children who are there. So tell us about those hospital visits and how you impact those that you visit.
I can answer that, Michael. I can tell you that a lot of the veteran patients, as we know, are sick. They're coming out of operation, they're in grave pain. And so when you get a group of ladies who walk in the room who look like us, it's like for that brief moment, their pain is numb and their countenance lights up and their eyes are shining and they have big smiles on their face. And for me, it creates like this great feeling of euphoria. It really, what Gina has created, this is uncanny. This is unheard of. Nobody is doing this. And so to serve my fellow veteran in such a creative way, it's such a phenomenal feeling.
Well, I can testify to what they feel right now. There's no doubt about that.
We often hear, when we send our soldiers off, there's a lot of pride and we're proud of them and they get a lot of support. But when they come back, a lot of times there's not a lot of support. What would you like people to know about the veterans that you visit?
I think that
one thing that we've noticed is that by coming together and supporting each other in a community, we're not only healing ourselves, but we're healing each other. And for me, this organization has been a way to serve after my service. And I know that I was hurting when I got out, and I've discovered that other veterans felt that way too. So we uplift each other, we support each other, and we help each other.
I think that it is our duty, our responsibility to give back. We all have aspirations, we all have ambitions, we all have goals that we'd like to achieve. But at the end of the day, if you're not extending your hand to help someone else, like, it renders everything else meaningless. So to have an opportunity to serve, it's like I'm serving in the military all over again. So it's an amazing.
Gina, were you tempted to join the military after hanging out with these ladies?
We tried to convince her.
One of our volunteers actually recently joined.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You're withholding.
I feel like this is my place to serve,
Right.
you know, after our, troops have gotten out.
Right.
To know that almost all of you are soldiers and then came back to give back more, like that your service didn't stop when you were done serving as a soldier, that's amazing that you ladies do this, and you are to be commended.
Thank you.
Okay, Gina, now your organization also plans makeovers, right?
Yes.
So we have a surprise for someone in the audience.
There's someone really, really special that we've been wanting to do something for. She is a wife, she is a mother, she is the full-time caretaker to her husband who served 7 years in the United States Marine Corps. He had 2 combat deployments to Iraq, which resulted in a number of health issues, and she's just been amazing at managing the needs of her family, and we really wanted to do something special for her, and her name is Rocio Tamayo.
All right.
Come sit next to Gina.
Pronounce your name for us. Rocio. Okay. So are you surprised?
Yeah.
Well, it's amazing. I mean, did you have any inkling that you were going to be featured here and that you would get a makeover? Is that right?
How difficult is it being a military wife while your husband's away just worrying? Because I feel like we never really hear much from the wives that are at home holding down the fort.
I didn't live that life. I met him before his deployment, and we were just chatting online, emails, letters. So that's just basically how we became friends. And soon after he came back, it's like, okay, we got together, we got engaged, we got pregnant, we got married. So right after the baby came, that's when he became ill. So it was pretty fast.
So how do you maintain this strength? And, because it's got to be tough.
He gives me the strength.
Really?
Yes.
Gina and PinUps For Vets is going to give Rocio a fabulous makeover. Okay? We're going to see the results at the end of the show. You don't want to miss it.
More raw word after the break. Welcome back. Earlier in the show, we talked to an amazing group called PinUps For Vets and surprised a member of the audience with the 1940s-inspired pinup makeover.
Now it's a time for the big reveal. Rocio, come on out.
Amazing. My God, you look stunning. How do you feel?
Beautiful.
Oh, isn't she beautiful?
Gina, how did you pull this look together? She looks great.
So there's some essential kind of key looks to become a pinup. We have the red rose in the hair, the red lips, the cat eye liner. This was all completed by our amazing hair and makeup artist, Anna Vergara, and this beautiful leopard dress donated by Voodoo Vixen.
Right. And for the young lady here, what's your name? What is your name?
Rihanna.
Rihanna? I listen to all your music. You're amazing. Oh my God, you look so much taller on television. But how do you feel? How do you feel about Mommy, and how do you feel about all of this?
She looks pretty.
She does look pretty. Let's give it up for... So, Rosia, we know your family's been through a lot, and we wanted to do something special for you, something else besides this beautiful makeover. So on behalf of the Raw Word family, I'd like to give you this gift of $1,000. So once again, we salute and give a sincere thank you to all of our men and women serving our country. Thanks to all of our guests today, and thank you for watching. See you next time on The Raw Word.